individuals are highly, trusted by Allah Ta'ala, gave them the Quran. They came with the Quran. So now we are saying, if we are created to live meaningfully, and one of the approach towards living meaningful is tawassul. We need to grab, or we need to approach what you call the pure individual who can understand the language of Allah, who understand the narrative about Allah, who knows where Allah is exactly, to grab, to hold our hands and take us to Allah. This is what tawassul is all about. I remember when I was growing up, if a child, and I'm sure this thing also happened in a place like South Africa, if let's say there is a misunderstanding between you and your father, sometimes you want to go to the friend of your father. Can you please go and talk to my father? Is that okay? Don't we do that? No. Please go and talk to Maulana. I think you are, closer to Maulana. Or can you go and speak to her? You are closer to her. These are all, inshallah, there to explain the idea of tawassul. And now, if you happen to be a person who wants to go direct and get things direct, I'm telling you, you will live for 1,000 years and die without getting what you want. If you want to see Muhammad and you don't want to apply, you don't want to talk to any person who is close to Muhammad, I'm telling you, you will live and go without seeing him. So if you go to the Quran is saying, وَابْتَغُوا إِلَيْهِ الْوَسِيلَةِ, seek the means of approach. Seek the means of approach. It means there are certain individuals that are more close to Allah who can hold your hands and then take you there. So this 3 points explain, is that okay, the approach of understanding the wilaya, the mastership, the authoritatorship. Number 1, walk towards the path of love. Walk towards the path of loving Muhammad and Ahlul Bayt, and then stay away from whatever thing that they don't want. That is the second. And tawassul, you have to put them before Allah Ta'ala. Without it, nothing will move. But now, when you do this thing, you are not done. You qualify to go to the next level. In fact, number 4 is Ziyarat. It's 4. You can never understand the authoritatorship of Allah, I'm telling you, without understanding the idea of Ziyarat. How possible is it to say you love me when you don't visit me? How possible is it? How possible is it to say you love me when you do not leave your comfort zone and visit me? In the case of our mothers, it will even be more sensible to you. If somebody kept saying, I love you, he love you, he love you, and he's not willing to leave his comfort zone and visit you, is that love? And this is a point, wallahi, we need to understand. This is the 4th approach towards being spiritual, towards understanding, the concept of being meaningful. Hajj, we say we are going to visit the house of Allah. Is that okay? Definitely, if you go there, you will see Allah, you will feel Allah, you will touch Allah. But of course, it takes number of, approach, system, inshallah, psychologically, from your preparation, and all that. Because there are many people, touch Allah, feel Allah. I'm telling you, touch Allah and then feel Allah. Touching Allah not in the physical sense, Habibi, but in the spiritual sense. Is that okay? So you prepare yourself. Hadith also say many people just see themselves around the house of Allah, but they are actually not going to see Allah. They are not going to feel Allah. Definitely, today you cannot just see yourself in Pretoria University and call yourself a student, you need to be registered. You need to be a card holding member. So there are many people who see themselves in Saudi Arabia in these Ziyarat places, but they are actually not welcome by the people they are visiting. We need to understand this. You need to understand this. I'm going to visit Allah, but I don't like Allah. I always contradict Allah. What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Subhanallah. If I swear at you and swear at you and swear at you, and suddenly you see me in front of your gate, will you open your house? Wallahi, Ziyarah and Hajj and Umrah can be understood from this. Is that okay? Definitely. So we need to prepare ourselves. We need to prepare our mind. There are people who have money, but I'm telling you, they cannot make Hajj. There are people who have a lot of money. I'm telling you, Hajj is about 40,000, 50,000. But there are people who are millionaires, but they cannot go there, and they are Muslim, and they know that Hajj is one of the greatest pillars. Let's come to Ziyarah. There are people who have a lot of money, but they can't make Ziyarah. There are a lot of... So it tells you it's not only about money that takes you there. Do you agree? It's also about your purity, your psychology, your thinking, your understanding. Wallahi. That is why some people think to visit the beloved, you have to be prepared to go and visit the beloved. Sometimes you will go there, you go to the beloved, and then the woman will say, I look at your dress. I don't want to be seen working with you in this dress. But this is the beloved that you are visiting. So when you visit Allah, I'm telling you, you have to prepare the grounds. So that when you arrive at the beloved, He will open the doors for you. He will hug you. I'm telling you, inside and outside. That is why today in our society, you will see some people going for Hajj, but they still want to repeat. They feel the first one wasn't right. And then they feel the second one wasn't right. The same thing also applies to Ziyarah. No, I went, something was not right. I failed. I still owe the beloved. So if I go to Saudi Arabia, who am I visiting? Tell me. If I go to Saudi Arabia, who am I visiting? Am I visiting the Arabs? And this is one thing that I should also explain. There are people, inshallah, that I met in the academy. There are people that I met in Namibia. There are people that I met sometimes in conferences who said to me, no, we don't want to go to any person's country. They see Iraq, they see Iran, they see Saudi Arabia to be somebody's country. Of course, it is somebody's country if you look at it in the physical sense. But in the spiritual sense, there is a responsibility. Is that okay? For our spirituality to grow, the beloved, the most beloved are there. So these are the people that we are going to visit. And these people's thinking, as far as the Quran is concerned, shifted a little bit. That is, why do we read? Why do we have to pray to Allah via somebody's language? And why must we always have to be spiritual via somebody's country? If this is your thinking, you just have to go back. Wallah, you will never move from your comfort zone, inshallah. Salawat. But now, obviously, when you are a guest of your beloved, imagine, tell me the kind of food you will be eating. MashaAllah, if I visit you and I'm your guest, how do you treat me? Fufu. Fufu. And tell me, if we prepared ourselves for Ziyarah, to Hajj, to Umrah, to Iraq, is that okay? If we are sure that the most beloved are there, how are they going to treat us? How should they treat us? Wallahi, the benefit of ziyarah lies in the way the beloved treat you. If I go to Silverton or Attridgeville, Sister Habiba or Sister Fatima might prepare ndombolo for me with nice juice, ahsantum. But I'm telling you, if you are there in the house of Allah, you won't get those things. You are going to get something better. Are you getting the point? Wallahi, you are going to get what? Something better. You are going to get dunya and akhirah. Your du'as are accepted. Today, I'm telling you, we ask Allah and ask Allah and ask Allah. For 30 years, some of us ask Allah, wallahi, for the rest of our life, we don't get what we are looking for. One of the significance of ziyarah, wallahi, is to go and speak to the beloved and he will serve you. He will serve you. How do we host visitors as Africans? Can somebody tell me how we do that? How do we do that?
You prepare where they are going to sleep, you prepare food for them, you prepare maybe entertainment, all those things to make them comfortable.
So tell me, how do you treat a guest who did not tell you that he is coming?
It's difficult. You didn't prepare for them.
So this is the meaning of psychologically prepare yourself. Prepare yourself, inshallah, for the beloved. And then you will see yourself sleeping in a nice bed, the treatment. Because whatever they do to you, they know there is a connection. There is an arrangement. There is a preparation. True or false? I remember visiting a place, I don't want to mention who and where. Wallahi, where I slept. And telling you, wallahi. And it happened that we arrived there around, I think close to 1 o'clock. Because it is late, so we didn't have the choice to go and look for hotel and then whatever. And that was before this Ubers and Taxifys, because you could simply use your phone and then grab whatever. Wallahi, and the person said to me, well, and the person, wallahi, found himself in a very uncomfortable manner. Sheikh. And obviously, I cannot go and sleep in the house of the person with his wife and his 3 children. You cannot do that. Then I said to myself, this is the punishment that you get. Wallahi, for not telling your guests, your hosts, that you are not coming, that you are coming. For not preparing well, for being disorganized. This is the challenges of people who go for Hajj. This is the challenges for people who want to go for Ziyarah. And this is the challenges for people who want to go for holidays, whatever. Sometimes you live home with your family, you don't prepare well. For even here, Swaziland, you go and get... Are you following me? Are you following? Alhamdulillah. So Ziyarah, alhamdulillah, you meet the beloved. Imagine if Allah is hosting you. Subhanallah. According to Ahlul Bayt, Imam Sajjad, wallahi, the chances of you not getting what you want from dua is little. It could be that you are talking to the wrong person. That is why Allah don't listen to your dua. People came to Imam Sajjad. Why is it that our forefathers, they asked Allah and Allah rejected them? And our fathers asked Allah and Allah rejected them, and we can see the sign that Allah is rejecting us. And Imam Sajjad said to them, it could be that you are talking to the one who do not know you. It could be that you are talking to the one you do not know. It could be that you're speaking to the one in a wrong place. It could be that you are stuck in your own comfort zone. Sometimes Allah wants you to move a little bit. I'm telling you, if you want to help me, and I don't want to help myself, I'm telling you, you will be pissed off. Do you get the point? If I am in a world like Nabi Yusuf, is that okay? And then these people threw their bucket. They didn't know that he's there. And Nabi Yusuf grabbed the bucket. And then they pulled him out. So if Nabi Yusuf didn't do something, could they pull him? Will they pull him up? Wallahi, this is. So Imam Sajjad said, no. Make it easy for Allah to help you. In tansurullah yansurukum. If you support Allah, Allah will support you. So you cannot stick in your comfort zone. Is that okay? You have to move for Allah to help you. If I want you to give me a lift from the main road, Sister Habiba, and I'm in the bush and I'm calling you, will you come to the bush and give me the lift? Tell me, what should I do? You have to walk, come to the road. Is that okay? So this is the explanation of Imam Sajjad. Ziyarat is one of the best places that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala will listen to you. You are with His most beloved. And therefore you deserve. And therefore you deserve, inshallah. And this is the point that I want to emphasize. The ahlak regarding ziyarah. The manners regarding ziyarah. Tell me, in the case of a hajj, what are you supposed to do? Allah says if you are sick, you cannot actually harm yourself or harm somebody to make Allah happy. And this is actually a fake rule. Can you stab yourself for the sake of Allah? Can you starve your children for the sake of Allah? Somebody came to me with a question. I did discuss it with you or other people. Their father died and left 60,000. Is that okay? And then they are three. They are three. And he is the eldest. Is that okay? And the father was buried somewhere around. And this elder son said, no, according to our religion, we should go and visit the beloved. We should go for ziyarah. But now they ask him, but which money are you going to visit? That is the first question. And he said to them, our father left 60,000 in the account. They said to him, what? You are taking our 60,000 to go and visit somebody's grave in Middle East? When our father is buried here. So, later on, inshallah, when we open it for our 15-minute discussion, inshallah, you should raise this. Is that okay? These are some of the challenges, inshallah. Is that okay? So you have to prepare well. Is that okay? From your psychology, from your, physical state, and whatever. Is that okay? Materially, prepare well, inshallah, to go and meet the most Habib, the most beloved, and you are going to be treated very well, inshallah. Okay, now, to cut the long story short, when you are in Saudi Arabia, obviously you are in the Haramain, right? You will be in Makkah. You will be in all the holy spaces, inshallah, and you will see all what the Quran spoke about the holy places. Masjid al-Qubba, for instance, the first Dirar Masjid. The first masjid that is built to sway people away. And this is very important. Quran reserved, I think 6-7 lines about this thing. You see the masjid of Qiblatain. It's like the snake with two heads. We also have Qiblatain. One masjid with two Qibla. All these things are in the Quran. You go to the masjid of the Prophet, you see there one of the oldest graveyards and all. And most importantly, You see, A'imma alayhimus salatu wassalam. How many of our Imams are buried in Medina, in Jannat al-Baqi? Rasulullah, let's count. Imam Rasulullah is there. Imam al-Hasan is there. Imam Zayn al-Abidin is there. Imam al-Baqir, Imam al-Sadiq, alayhi salatu wassalam. True? So for us, when we say Hajj is also a ziyarah in itself, is that okay? You understand from this, inshallah. Is that okay? And then sometimes people raise this point. Why is it that Shias give more attention to Iraq and Iran and they undermine what they call it Hajj? Is it true? Is it what we do? Is it what we do?
Yes.
Is it what we do? Yeah.
So some Shias do.
Some Shias do. Because we can explain it. Hadith says, and this hadith, alhamdulillah, some ulama do not actually give them also attention. Some people believe if you go for ziyarah in Iraq, one of the shrines is equal to 1,000 Hajj. And therefore, such hadith is raised, promoted to the level of even undermining. Subhanallah, the Prophet is also there. A'imma are also there. The house of Allah and all that. Is that okay? But there is a way of justifying it. I mean, why do you want to go to Allah directly without actually starting, preparing yourself? So some will justify it by saying, I need to go and at least ask permission from the children of the Prophet. Subhanallah. This is a beautiful way of justifying it. Subhanallah, I need to ask permission, inshallah, from the children. La ilaha illallah. I need to go and humble myself. Is that okay? Prepare myself. And some also use this as a justification. Is that okay? As a way of preparing myself. Is that okay? To go there. In terms of the crowd, in terms of, the area and whatever. Is that okay? So we do have things like that. Is that okay? I in particular, inshallah, will advise, inshallah, to say, why don't you try, inshallah, depending on what you have. Because the Hajj has a lot of money. And then the criteria to go for Hajj in South Africa is another thing. But if you have enough money or you qualify for ziyarah, why don't you make an intention? Why don't you prepare yourself? Is that okay? And then go and actually ask, make ziyarah, follow whatever channels to prepare yourself, inshallah. You getting the point? So you can look at all these things. These are some of the conversation that we can definitely, inshallah, think. I think I spoke a lot. Let me just leave it, inshallah, and we leave it. We've got only 15 minutes, inshallah, to go. And last point, inshallah. Like I said, some people believe, like I said, it's not money per se that takes us to these holy places. And they argue, if it is money, why don't you go? Don't you have 5 times of Hajj ziyarah money? Why don't you go? You see? So it proves that it's not money. And some says it is actually a calling from the Imams. It is a calling from Allah. If the beloved does not invite you, and intellectually speaking, it makes sense. I mean, if you don't invite me to your house, do you think I will come? It is a bad ahlak. Can I just wake up and want to come with my washing bag and then with my big phone, I want to go and visit? It doesn't work. So this is one of the things that we also find in the tradition and teachings of Ahlul Bayt. If they don't invite you, you give yourself a lot of excuses. You see yourself. Is that okay? Sometimes it comes in the form of postponing, or you give funny excuses why you don't go. Definitely. And all that. So how do they invite us? The willingness. That is, if you are willing, if you are sincere, wallahi, they will invite you. Ahlul Bayt love us. They say we are actually created from the remnant of their soil. Allahu Akbar. They say when we are sick, they are sick. Then what reason do they have not to invite you? So it is you who is not inviting yourself, wallahi, to go for Hajj. It is you who is not inviting, who is not accepting the invitation of Allah and the invitation of A'imma alayhimus salatu wassalam. So let me leave it here, inshallah. Yeah. Anything relating to this? I hope I did mention on the significance, general and whatever. Yeah. It's just a summarized version of what I have prepared, inshallah. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Yeah. And of course, there are a lot, wallahi, from the Ahlul Bayt sources. Is that okay? That we can learn about the significance, inshallah, of making ziyarah, inshallah, and the status, wallahi, of a za'ir. Wallahi. The benefit, inshallah, spiritually, and even materially. Wallahi. Okay. I want to hear from you. Ntate Mokoke. I'm so much happy, inshallah, that some people, inshallah, who have visited these holy places are here, inshallah. We would love, inshallah, to hear from them. If there is something that you feel I left, remember, this is just to summarize. Is that okay? Because if you want to talk, we'll talk and talk and talk and talk. If there is something that you feel you should add, you are more than welcome. Is that okay? This is a workshop. We have to interact. We have to discuss it, inshallah. And then I will wrap up by mentioning one last point. Okay.
Okay,
Can you please take it? Turn it, inshallah, so that it comes in there. It's going to be in the CD. Yeah, take it. Yeah, Bismillah.
I can attest, Maulana, that making ziyarah does have some...
Can you come again, please?
I was saying that I can attest that, making ziyarah, I'll talk particularly about the one for Iraq. That was the most recent one that I was at. That it brings some sort of certainty to an understanding of our religion, especially as Ahlul Bayt followers, because the richness of the Ahlul Bayt culture and history that you get when you are there. I can remember particularly when, for years and years, you hear the story of Muharram, what happened in Karbala, and I could actually picture myself, where they show where that place where Zainab was standing, and then how they explain how she was looking at a far distance at Imam Hussein, and when the horse approached, and where Abbas was, and where, so you can actually picture for yourself while you're standing that, this is actually real. It's not just a story, because you can see it for yourself, where the hand of Abbas was cut off, and again at the other position. So whenever you come home, and then you hear the story of Muharram, and it becomes very, very real. You feel it even more and more. And also when I went for Umrah, to see the haram itself. Wallahi, it's got
attraction.
You feel something. You really, really feel something. Something shifts in you. It cannot not shift.
Subhanallah.
If I can go back to, there's so many. If I can go back to Iraq, and then where you see where Nabi Adam is buried, and then you recite the Quran, and you see that name in the Quran, and you're like, I was there. I know where he is. All those things. It's very, very beautiful, and it's very rich, and it makes you grow as a person. Our current Imam, Imam Zaman. We forever want him to get closeness to him. Even though our spirituality, is up and down sometimes. But going to Samara and being told that this is the last place that he was seen, this is where he was born, the house of Bibi Fatima, the house of Imam Ali, where he stayed, the well, all those things, it makes it so solid. Real. Make it solid and make it real. It's not just a story. Before you go, depending on your how firm your belief is, you may have some doubts to say, especially when you hear some of the stories, and you're like, okay, this. But when you see that it's there, it makes it more certain. You feel more certain about it. So it makes you grow as a person. Whenever they talk about these personalities and the history, and you read it in the Quran, by Allah, it really does make it.
So imagine, inshallah, if you go to the other places also that the Quran mentioned and acknowledge, what will happen? Subhanallah. No, that's beautiful. I am actually humbled, inshallah, by this point, inshallah. We pray and ask Allah, inshallah, to give us, inshallah, tawfiq, inshallah, so that we can definitely, inshallah, visit all these holy places, inshallah. Hajj, Umrah, inshallah, Iraq, Karbala, in all these places, inshallah, and Iran, where the 8th Imam, inshallah. Habibi? Yeah, he wants to say something. Take care, Mr. Lawyer.
No, I want to be controversial, so you want to put controversy.
Okay, inshallah. No, it's okay. Yeah. Sometimes the controversy is actually like a meat in the gravy.
Yeah.
Okay, Habibi.
Yeah, unfortunately I came late. I don't know.
That is not a controversy.
What you discussed, I'm still going to be controversial. I don't know what you said, what you presented, but firstly, maybe I would like to commend you for organizing our small seminar, our symposium.
Yeah, shukran.
At least there's progress from the side of Mubarak, because in my opinion, in South Africa, we undermine the issue of Hajj, especially black people. We undermine the issue of Hajj and the Ziyarat. And I blame Mubarak. They have never, until today, encouraged the issue of people going to Hajj and going for Ziyarat. And Alhamdulillah, I also had the opportunity of going for Umrah and going for Ziyarat. And I commend the shuyukh that encouraged me to go for Umrah and Ziyarat. And also, you mentioned the issue of willingness. It was maybe because also of my willingness that they saw the need to encourage me to go for them. But I would like to ask you from your side of Mubarak that these things must not end here. It must be a habitual thing where people are always encouraged to go for Hajj, to go for Ziyarat. For example, many people, black people, and when I'm talking about people, I'm talking about our people, they do not know that if you have to go for Hajj, you have to register. There's an organization that you have to register with.
The Sahuk and all that.
If you can ask how many people have registered with Sahuk in here, I don't know.
You see why the next week seminar will be more important. Is that okay? Alhamdulillah, inshallah, because we are going to get, inshallah, relevant people. Is that okay? In terms of the pricing, in terms of how does it work, in terms of even the crime that is there in the name of Hajj, in the name of, is that okay? So we will get to interact with these people. And inshallah, I will also come up with the idea of the scheme. Is that okay, inshallah? Because many people think, is that okay, people who are rich should be. Is that okay? So the idea of the expensiveness and all that, it discourages people. Is that okay? When Allah is the Allah of everybody. Okay, inshallah. Okay, shukran. Yeah, take.
Yeah. Okay, another thing also is that not taking these things serious, Hajj, Umrah and Ziyarat, it's holding us back as black people because it shows our lack of organization as a people. We can't even organize a trip for Hajj, for Ziyarat, for Umrah on our own. You understand? The last trip that was had was in 2016, and yes, there were people from different communities, but mainly it was one family that went there. So as a community, we can't organize ourselves. So if we don't take such initiatives, then we will not go anywhere. And also, as a black people, financially, economically, we are far back, lagging behind other nations and races. So these things, Hajj and Umrah and Ziyarat, it is reported in the hadith of Ahlul Bayt that these trips, they help you to develop financially and spiritually.
Yeah.
So as black people, we will never grow financially and economically if we do not take these trips seriously. And Mubalarini, it's a duty. Okay, yes, people have a duty to do research for themselves, but the primary duty of the Mubalarini is to inform people, and people take initiative to develop whatever the Mubalarini have given them, the little they've given them, further. So, if the Mubalarin can't increase their efforts from today,
level of awareness,
increase the level of awareness, especially to our people, that these things are possible, these things are not expensive. The money we spend, probably a year, a person that the money that he spends uselessly a year, they can take him. It can take you to Hajj and Umrah probably 2 times a year. Understand? So I would like to be with you, and also I will take it to your colleagues, inshallah, to increase the awareness. Okay. Again, when you go to Iraq, like you were saying, some people justify going to Iraq more than Hajj. Iraq, okay, we were saying the other day with some people that Saudi Arabia, okay, Hijaz, it's about Mecca, the Holy Prophet and Ahimma that are there. But when you go to Iraq, there are a lot of places that are even mentioned in the Bible, like Iraq is Mesopotamia.
I did explain that, yeah.
Yes. Iraq is Mesopotamia, so there are a lot of prophets. Some of probably we do not know where they are, but probably they are in Iraq, based on that other prophets like Daniel is there. What is one? Sali. Is it Sali? Yeah. You see. So, based on my experiences, I would encourage everyone to go to all of these places. For example, when you go to Saudi Arabia, to Hijaz, there are places where Adam was there.
The Rahma, the Jabal Rahma.
Jabal Rahma, for example, you see there. And also encourage people to go for Umrah before they go for Hajj, because Umrah will have an opportunity to
it's a mustahab of
yeah,
Hajj.
You see all these places before you even go for Hajj. When you go for Hajj, at least maybe you got an idea what you're going to do there. And when you go to Iraq, you go for Ziyarat, you see all these places even before you decide to go for before the day one, the bigger one.
And that reminds me, Jazakumullah khair, this is a very important comment, inshallah. I just see the beauty, inshallah. Shukran, inshallah. And that's wonderful, wallahi. I saw this to be humble and simple. Is it not important? Is it not nice? So, wallahi, the whole idea of this is to encourage us to consider Iraq, to consider Hajj, to consider Umrah, to consider Hajj and Ziyarah. Is that okay? That reminds me, inshallah, Iraq is mentioned in the Quran, inshallah, Babil. Yeah, so I was actually raising the point, yeah.
Okay, sorry, Mola. I forgot to mention one example. There's a brother from Oman.
Okay.
He came to Ziyarat one time and then he threw a party for Imam Rida.
Yeah.
The reason he does that, he says every year he throws a party for the Imam for Shukr. Shukr. Why? Because he's got a special relationship with Imam Rida. It doesn't say he undermines the other Imams, but he's got a special relationship with Imam Rida. What he did, they made Ziyarat to Iran. He's from Oman. They made this Ziyarat to Iran, and then his brother was wheelchair bound, but they left him there at the Haram, and they told him that if the Imam wants you to walk, then you will walk. They left him there, then they went back to the hotel. But the mother, because it's the mother, they were with their mother, and then their mother decided, no, I can't leave my son there. It's at night, so I'm going to go fetch my son. And then when the mother went out, the brother from Oman followed the mother, and then on their way entering the Haram, they saw his brother coming out walking. That is why he said, also he went to the Ziyarat of Imam and asked him for certain things that he has achieved. That is why he's one of the top officials in the Oman government. That is why he's here in the embassy of Oman in South Africa. So he says there are other things he won't tell us. For now they are still secrets, he will tell us, but the little that he can share with us, that was there. So that's one of the things I think people should be encouraged with, that we're not saying the Imams can do what Allah can do, but they can cure you, they can give you whatever you want through by the permission of Allah.
Definitely.
Like the way Nabi Isa was healing people by the permission of Allah.
Definitely.
So the Imams can also cure you, they can give you whatever you want that is halal by the permission of Allah, inshallah.
Ahsantum, inshallah. These are very valuable comments, inshallah. Like this is a point that I did emphasize a lot. Wallahi. That is, for your needs to be accepted, I'm telling you, you have to choose a relevant place. Wallahi. A relevant place, inshallah. Close to the beloved. Beloved of who? Of Allah, Tabarak wa Ta'ala, inshallah. And then the detractors of Shia have a lot, is that okay, to say when it comes to people visiting and all that. One thing you need to understand, it is only Allah and Allah and Allah alone that we worship, right? Inshallah. The others are just the most beloved of Allah. Is that okay? And you can easily get to Allah, inshallah, through them. You can easily get what? Your need, your wishes via inshallah. And this is a point that still need to be discussed, inshallah. The adab of ziyarah. This is for another time. Is that okay? Adab of ziyarah, the etiquettes of the ziyarah, the akhlaq of ziyarah, inshallah. It shouldn't just be like an holiday, inshallah. So we pray and ask Allah, inshallah, to accept this humble, inshallah, workshop, inshallah. I hope, inshallah, it's not bad. We've covered a little bit. Is there anything that you feel we haven't touched on? MashaAllah.
No, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. That is his name. No, that is actually his name. Yeah, that's MashaAllah, inshallah. Yeah. And Sister Fatima, is there anything that you want to add? So are we encouraged a little bit? Is there anything that you want to add? Are you impressed? Yeah. Alhamdulillah. Sheikh Abdul Qadir?
I just wanted to ask a question.
Okay, no problem.
Special amal or dua someone can make for Allah to make it easy for him to go.
Definitely.
There's obstacles.
Yeah. Definitely.
But you want to go.
Definitely.
Is there any special amal
They are. Is that okay? But the best thing, wallahi, is effort. Purify your intention. Is that okay? Purify your intention and start working towards it. Because Allah help those who help themselves. Is that okay? There is this dua we often read. Allahumma rzuqna tawfiq ta'a. You know, this is one of the dua, inshallah, which Ahlul Bayt scholars recommend, inshallah, you can repeat it. And of course, there are other a'amal. Is that okay? In Mafatih al-Jinan and in other book, inshallah, which we can read. If you look at the dua that we read in the holy month of Ramadan, for those of you who read it with understanding, dua iftitah, we ask Allah to give us the meat of the bait in Jannah. We also ask Allah, Hajja baytika al-haram, in dua al-iftitah. Is that okay? And other dua, inshallah, oh Allah, give us, like Ziyara Ashura, for instance. Is that okay? There are places directly or indirectly where we wish to visit. Is that okay? And this dua in particular, Allahumma rzuqna tawfiq ta'a wa bu'd al-ma'siyah. But this dua should not just be made, it has to be practicalized. Imam Ali says, Ya man ismuhu dawa wa dhikruhu. Yeah, so if you keep repeating the name of Allah as zikr, is that okay? You have to try and become the embodiment of that zikr. I mean, if you keep saying, Ya Wadud, Ya Wadud, Ya Wadud, Ya Wadud, Ya Allah is the most beloved. You are repeating it, inshallah, you want people to love you. What do? Change your attitude towards people. That's the practice. I mean, if you are looking for customers, you want something, and you make zikr. How do the customers come? Try and fix the environment. Is that okay? And definitely. So this is what we mean. So this dua, inshallah, usually we read it after dua ukumay. I remember in Devon, it is actually part of their program. Usually, after reading dua ukumay, the imam will read it and ask Allah, inshallah, to grant the mu'mineen and the mu'minat, inshallah, to perform ziyarah and hajj, inshallah. I hope that your question is answered, Abdul, inshallah. So that's a very good one, inshallah. Can we prepare for salat, inshallah, if we are done? Yeah, I am so much impressed also. Very much impressed, inshallah, about the whole thing, inshallah. We thank all of you for coming, inshallah. Was that? Yeah, and inshallah, I am also, Habibi, before you came, I did explain.